Today, I want to show how you may be able to capture accurate equipment costs and revenues in Acumatica and show how to generate reports on these numbers. The first use case is primarily used by specialty contractors who have their own fleet of equipment that get used on sites by an operator. These operators often fill out an equipment time card at the end of their shift to record how long they spent running the equipment, setting it up, and how long it was idle. These times are then directly applied to the job costing of the project. Let's take a look at how this is done in Acumatica. The first thing we do is set up equipment in Acumatica related to whatever equipment these operators are handling. Of course, we see here some examples like trucks, but this can also be extended to other types of equipment and tools that you may want to track within this particular workflow. I'm going to drill into this concrete pump to show that within this equipment record, you will be able to set up your different rates that are corresponding to the types of rates that the operator will select at the equipment time card stage. Although these can be hard set and used automatically, you can also create specialty pricing based off of your particular projects. So in this example, our CSTR sub project has different run rates and setup rates than the original general info tab. Taking a look at equipment time cards, this is where an operator would create a new equipment time card for themselves. I'm going to select this equipment time card here. Notice that the equipment ID is selected for the specific piece of equipment that they're using. Down here in the coding, they will be able to select a project, project task, and cost code if required. And you can also see here the 3 different run types that are available. This is broken down by a specific week, and they are the ones that then apply this times here. Under details, it simply breaks this down day by day and by specific cost type, as you can see here. Within your equipment time card, it is also possible to have an approval workflow. So that way, if a superintendent or foreman would like to look at this before it is sent off to finances, you can do that as well. So after this is submitted and approved, we'll be able to actually see this captured at the job level. So I'm going to go into our project here. And within this, there is a special tab here called Balances, which will show us, based off our account groups, both the income and the expenses that are incurred within this project. For our example today, we are looking at our equipment cost. So here we can actually see what our original budget was set at, and if there are any potential change orders that are in the queue for approval, we can see that here. If we scroll a little bit to the right, we're also going to be able to compare that to our actual value. And we can see that it has gone over budget. A little bit here, we can actually see that within a specific dollar value or a percentage of performance. The question, of course, is we want to actually understand the transactions that went into that to see where we may have gone over. So from this equipment line item, we're going to view the transactions. A separate report will open that's already filtered to that project, and we'll now be able to see all of the transactions that are related to the equipment that has been used on this project. I'm going to scroll a little bit here to the right, and we're going to see that this can be filtered by the time card specifically. And as we were looking at the time card number 15, these are now the individual transactions that were created based off of the specific time and rate that was used. Now, in terms of finance, we also have the GL batch that was created for this. And if we drill down into that, we can see this now in terms of cost of goods sold and the specific accrual that occurs when booking this transaction into the system. So when you're looking at your WIP report or any other reports in the future, you will be able now to see your equipment costing and revenue that occurs from there.